There are moments that cannot be hidden, even by the calmest of people. And when it comes to Ziyu, a man who is usually in control, charismatic, and authoritative, everything seems to fall apart in front of one person, Tian Xuning. What happened between them recently really left fans speechless for a moment. It was no longer just a casual interaction, no longer a sweet coincidence behind the scenes, but something that felt too real to ignore. And the climax? When Ziyu accidentally revealed his most honest side, a side full of possessiveness, jealousy, and love that could no longer be hidden. That moment happened when the two of them were at a promotional event together. Tian Xuning looked cheerful, talking with her other co-stars, her eyes shining and her soft laughter filling the room. But in the midst of that warm atmosphere, the camera captured something else, something that couldn't escape the eyes of sensitive fans. Ziyu was staring, not an ordinary gaze, not a professional look between coworkers, but a meaningful gaze, one that mixed admiration, anxiety, and something even deeper than both, jealousy. He didn't say anything, but his jaw tightened slightly, his smile was no longer as calm as usual, and occasionally, he looked away, only to steal another glance at Tian Xuning. The fans noticed immediately. "See, he looks jealous," someone wrote on social media. And within hours, the video clip went viral across all platforms. Jealousy is not something that can be planned, and that's what made this moment so precious. Ziyu, who had always been known for being calm and professional, suddenly lost his composure when he saw Tian Xuning so close to someone else. And here's the interesting part. Tian Xuning seemed to notice. There was a small moment, almost imperceptible, where she turned to look at Ziyu, her smile slightly changing. It wasn't her usual smile, but a kind of soft, teasing smile, like someone who knows they are the center of attention of someone very special. And at that moment, Ziyu lowered his gaze, suppressing a small laugh, as if realizing that he had been caught. It was a very brief moment, but that was when everything became clear. He could no longer hide his feelings. A few days later, in a light interview, the host asked a simple question. "Who is the person who makes you feel the most nervous on set?" Ziyu laughed softly, then paused for a few seconds before answering calmly. "Maybe someone who always makes me want to perform better than usual." The fans immediately knew who she was referring to. And when the host mentioned Tian Xuning's name a few seconds later, Ziyu just smiled, but her face softened as if she didn't want to deny anything. That smile, simple but honest, was a wordless confession. A few weeks later, they appeared together again in a magazine photo shoot. And this time, the chemistry between them was impossible to hide. In every frame, their gazes locked. Ziyu's hand, even though it only touched Tian Xuning's shoulder, felt full of warmth and protection. Meanwhile, Tian Xuning looked so comfortable, as if she knew that she was safe by his side. When asked how it felt to work together again, Tian Xuning replied, "With him, everything feels natural. I don't have to pretend." And behind that word, natural, fans know there is something deeper. Because a relationship that allows someone to be themselves is usually more than just a working relationship. It is a sign of a real emotional connection. However, the moment that really made everyone's hearts flutter was when they attended the same award show a while ago. Tian Xuning looked charming in an elegant white dress, while Ziyu appeared in a classic black suit, handsome and charismatic as always. When a young actor approached Tian Xuning and talked to her for quite a while on the red carpet, the camera captured the subtle expression on Ziyu's face. At first glance, he was still smiling. But that smile changed in a split second. His eyes narrowed slightly, his breathing became heavy, and his hands gripped the hem of his jacket tensely. It was a subtle but unmistakable jealousy. And a few minutes later, when Tian Xuning finished being interviewed, Ziyu gently approached him, bowed his head slightly, and spoke in a soft voice, but close enough to cause a stir on social media. "I hardly recognize that side of you," he said with a small smile. Tian Xuning just chuckled softly, looked at him, and replied, "Are you jealous?" Ziyu responded with a short laugh, but his face turned pink. Fans went wild. The moment seemed to confirm that there was more than just a working relationship between them. Many wondered, what did Ziyu really want? Was she just enjoying this closeness as a coworker? Or did she truly harbor deeper feelings for Tian Xuning? But if we look at all the little signs, the way she paid attention to every detail about Xuning, how she reacted quickly when Xuning talked to other people, or how she was always the first to applaud the loudest when Xuning received an award, it all pointed to one conclusion. He loves her, not with grand words, not with public declarations, but with every small, thoughtless action. And sometimes love like that is the most real. Perhaps Ziyu isn't ready to say, "I love you," in front of the world yet. But he's already shown it in the most beautiful way, through his attention, support, and even through that little bit of jealousy that is so human. And for the fans, that's enough. Because they know that true love doesn't always have to be announced. Sometimes, a sincere gaze and meaningful silence are enough to say it all. Ziyu may not realize it, but the world has seen how he changes when he's around Tian Xuning. Softer, warmer, more real. And that's proof that those feelings are real. From the outside, it may just look like two celebrities working together on the same project. But for those who look deeper, it's clear that this is more than just professional chemistry. The natural jealousy, the deep gazes, the sincere smiles, it all forms a story that cannot be denied. Ziyu has shown the world that love sometimes doesn't need to be expressed in words. Sometimes, a single glance he can't hide is enough for us all to know. He wants Tian Xuning. And more importantly, he loves him. Do you think Ziyu should have expressed his feelings directly? Or were his moments of silence and small jealousy enough to show everything?